Alright guys, show you a little bit what we got going on here today. We're in the garage, again, working on sunshine. As you remember the last time we went out to the track, we had a little issue with a major boost leak here, so I've already got everything taken apart. I've already got the manifold off this side, got the hot side pipe off with the wastegate and all that. Turbos are hanging there, basically where they're gonna go. As you guys remember, this was our boost leak issue. It was kind of hard to tell because when it's on there, it's actually like this, and it was on the bottom side where that condensation hits. Now I know before y'all start talking and everybody starts smacking, I know, go stainless steel. And that is the plan, to go stainless steel. But first, what we're going to do in attempt to, well, I wouldn't say attempt to, in order to be able to build boost a little better, we're gonna neck this down. That's 3-inch that we got right there. We're gonna be going down to 2.5-inch to build a little more velocity, because ever since we put the new turbos on here, with the bigger inducer and all that kind of stuff on it, it's been hard for me to build boost off the line with the little 45s, which I've got over here and I had on here that everybody keeps asking me about, so can't find anymore. I'm probably going to be doing a giveaway on these, by the way, just look for that in the future. But those spooled up quick. On about 3,800 RPM, I could get 10 to 11 pounds of boost out of it, which is a bunch for this car. And it's actually kind of hard to leave on that much. With these new turbos and the same size piping going in, I can get 2 to 3 pounds. 3 pounds if I'm lucky. Of course, I know a lot of it has to do with, was that leaking at the time and all that. We managed to band-aid up at the track and you saw that. Still was only able to get 2 to 3 pounds of boost out of it. So that's gonna allow us to be able to spool up more and be able to get a better launch, go through the RPM range on launches and stuff like that. As far as the difference, you can see right here, this is what we had on there, which is a 3-inch going down to a 2.5. You wouldn't think it's that big of a difference, but that is a massive difference as far as building velocity and speed into the turbo itself. So hopefully, with this being on there, that being neck down, this being neck down all the way down, we should have a problem after that. I'm doing it first in just the regular aluminized steel to make sure that's what it is, because if I gotta do it again, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on stainless steel and do it, but we'll put this on there. I mean, this lasted a good 1.5 to 2 years, and a lot of it too, spraying a lot of meth and all that. A lot of factors went into it rotting out like that, but I'm gonna do it with the aluminized steel first so it makes it easy. Get this on here. We're going to try to go to the track this weekend and test it out. By the end of this video, we'll actually have them on here and see if we can spool it up and see what it's going to do before we ever even go out there. That way we know if we're wasting our time. But I don't think that's going to be the fact. So we're just going to jump on it, guys, start cutting pipe up. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Should go pretty quick. So here we go. All right, guys, I'll just do kind of a rough cut. I like to buy these mandrel bends. Just these right here. You can get them from Summit or, you know, anywhere else. But I just like to get those mandrels. It gives you the most bend for your buck, I guess you'd say. So I rough cut these. I went ahead and ordered. I could have went and got some swelled, but man, I got too much crap everywhere. But I went ahead and got these reducers, which are going from 3-inch down to 2.5. I'll actually bring these right off the header, right off the little 3-inch V-band there, and then attach on to that end right here. This here's really, I mean, it's the simplest way to do this. It usually takes only about 2 bends to get it down. It's gonna mimic exactly what I've got here. It's just gonna be smaller, minus the holes. But that's what I like to do, is start with these U-bends, just cut them in half, because I'm not gonna use all of them. Then I can cut the leg down as I go to fit where it needs to be, and just tie it, you know, come off here, off the other one, have the bend coming up. And it's really probably just one little splice in there, and that'll be it. And then as far as getting the wastegates on there, it'll be a little tricky because it's going to have that little reducer right there, and I can't push them too far forward or they'll actually get into the hood. So when we get to that, there may be a little finagling on that, but for the most part, should be a pretty easy install. Okay, got the bottom manifold elbow in, got the V-band already on it. Kind of had this one down here and went across. Just kind of eyeballed it right in there. I know I can get one cut on that real quick. As long as I don't cut it too short, I'm okay. Get this chopped off real quick. Get that set in there and start on the top one. Got this one in here, pretty well lined up. I guess what we'll do is take that one and just kind of go underneath it.
Yeah.
And just hold it there and just kind of mock it to where we want to. You wouldn't think that little 1/2 inch would make that big of a difference. I was able to slide it, yeah, way underneath there like you're doing. And just kind of come out. Yeah, well, you're gonna hit that. That's pretty close right there.
And really, like.
So if I cut it, say like right here.
Yeah, I just cut it back
Yeah, just so we can sit there and nibble at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily have to make the two ends meet down there. I mean, I think they will. But even if the two ends don't meet, I can we can splice a little piece in there. I think that's what I did on that 3-inch.
Yeah, I mean.
So, yeah, we'll just cut that a little long. But for the most part, guys, that's pretty much all there is to it. Like I said, the trick is the wastegate stuff. This is really pretty self-explanatory. We want to go ahead and tack this in. Or do you want to? Well, that'll hold there by itself.
No, let's just hold it by itself, and that way we just, if
Yeah.
we need to, we can grind a little bit on here to make that
I can
fit
manipulate
really
it.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
If you could rotate that, that would be golden.
If I can go up a little bit. Which way you want me to rotate it? Back? You need to rotate yours out just a little. We're gonna have to put a little piece in there. I think we'd be better off putting a little piece down. That's a big pie cut on the other side. I think if I go down like that, now move yours over. I'm just trying to keep it off that fan like it was last time. I mean, not that it's that big of a deal. It's wrapped. But yeah. That's better. Good. When the wire moves. Okay, I got two good ones there, two good ones there here.
It's almost like if you could put another little weld on that top side.
I can get one more.
Get one more, just have 3 good tacks on it.
Yeah.
That way, because you know it's going to move and come out.
I like it being farther away from
Yeah.
the fans than it was before. I think I can get this right here, don't burn myself. I'm trying to put this. All right, guys, that's all tacked on this side. Give me a little more room over here. I was right up against that fan last time.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about being angled off. Everything's sealed down there. We're fixed to pull this off and get us some good tacks on it. I don't want to take this off yet because we still got to place that wastegate.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and do this side over here and then do the wastegates. I told him I can pick it over there. That way his welder, makes it nice and smooth. I could do it with that one, but I got to put breakers every 30 seconds. So let's jump on this other side, get that one. Once it's tacked, we'll get out, tack more on here, and then just go from there.
Really, guys, we're wanting to turn on the fan because it's hot
Yes.
in here, and you can't hear us when we're talking and the fan's going.
All right, guys, we got our preliminary tacks on everything. This side turned out really nice, actually. This side over here was a little finagling. Had to put a little bit of a pie cut in there. It's not the prettiest, but once it's all welded up and grind it down, you're never going to see it anyway once it's wrapped. But right here, we were right up against the actual radiators, pretty much with that 3-inch, so we got plenty of gap now. We're going to have the wastegates, same location right here, so they're not going to be an issue. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Just a little bit of finagling, not anything.
I'm pretty sure the gaps that we have in here is a lot less than what was in the bottom of that pipe when we were.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, the air leak there, our built-in wastegate we had. But for the most part, guys, that's it. Now we're just going to jump over on the wastegates and start trying to get those in before we actually weld everything up. Like I said, I'm going to take these over to Mike's. Maybe take a look at Hootie Hoo, see if he's done anything. Haven't seen that car in a while. But going to take it over there, get it all welded up, and do a test hit on it. So the first time it's rained in what, 6 months? It still sounds good. Still sounds real good.
It's all there. It's all there.
It doesn't look like it's blow by that hard out that other side. Well, I mean, you're inside of a shop, mine does that.
Yeah, I know the controller still makes it.
Yeah. Oh, we can do something with that controller. Just get out the wire cutters and just start snipping. Just get that thing out of there.
Turbo, straight to turbo.
Just freaking comment down below, guys. Hootie's been down for a while. The motor's got a little bit of issue with it. Not sure what it is, smoking on one side. He's got the money. You just don't want to pull the trigger. We're trying to get him to go turbo on this thing. Put a set of twins on it, going LS in this thing. This motor's been good for a while, but it's what? 8 years old, 9 years old?
8 years old, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, when it was bought, it was a good deal. It's hurt some feelings, it's ran, but it's just time to move up. Time to move out, quit filling bottles. We're on welding number 3. I clapped out. Our second one did a pulled himself, threw in the towel. Now you're on the spot.
It's a shark! It's a shark!
What'd you do?
Capped the worm dirt.
Okay.
Whoever did that shit before.
Was not me. All right, guys, everything welded up. Got it in the truck, ready to make the house. All we gotta do is the wastegates. Shout out to Mike, Hootie Hoo, and Balake over here for welding on it, putting his contribution on it, supporting the duds. We're out, guys. All right, guys, back at the house. Let's get these bad boys on here, start marking us up. Start getting these wastegates kind of lined up and put on. All right, everything's on. Got everything bolted up pretty tight, exactly where I want it to go. Now these are actually long. I've got them just running wild right now. I tried to place them pretty much where they were before. The only difference is now it's on this neck down where it goes from 3 to 2.5, so it's gonna be a little more difficult to piece this in there. They're only gonna be about that high off of the actual pipe, but as long as I can get that hole lined up there to where I can press it down in there. So we'll get this cut right here, start kind of piecing it in. I'm going a little bit bigger on the hole. Of course, I've got every drill size as far as hole saws go. I've got every size except 2 inch. I got 2 1/8, which is gonna be fine because I'm gonna have to kind of cut these back on an angle to be able to slide down in the hole. So I'm just gonna get to cutting, and this is just gonna kind of be finagling from there on in. All right, there we go. Nice little round hole cut. Actually, it worked out better than I thought, guys. Now, obviously, these are gonna be longer, but those actually, that slides right down in there and fits solid. It's a nice, good seal all the way around. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna trace around here and cut the stuff that's out of the inside, but for the most part, I mean, that's a good solid fit. Both sides kind of the same. This one's a little higher than the other one. So as far as for symmetry, I need to bring that down a little bit. As far as the angle on everything else, shoot, you can't beat that. That'll make a nice good weld all the way around there. So I'm just gonna trace these out, take this one down a little bit more than that side right there. Start welding these things up. All right, guys, you see, you just kind of got it rough cut, traced out what my mark is. Actually, it's a pretty darn good fit. I get right there, you can see all the way around. No gaps all the way around. That right there, I think we're ready to tack and go right there. All right, guys, there we are. Got them all tacked in. Everything's nice and solid. Placement's pretty good. Got them pretty well even all the way across. I got them up a little more extension than I had them before to give it just a little more run on the piping. But as far as everything else, they're looking good. I'm just gonna pull these things off over here, do a little grinding on them, clean them up a little bit, wrap them, and we're ready to start this thing. All right, guys, you can see I got everything fully welded, did my grinding. Just put a little black pan on the parts down here where I'm not gonna grind, just give a little protection underneath. And now we're gonna wrap it. Little tip, you don't have to, but this lava wrap, it goes on so much easier if you wet it first. I usually just kind of fold it over one to give it a thin barrier right there. And once you get that first roll, I don't get it right on the V-band, just enough that it'll grab. I'm not a big fan of the 2 inch stuff, but that's what we got. I knew that was gonna happen. Once you get that first roll going, it's really pretty darn easy to get moving. It'll pretty much stay in where it's supposed to be. say this 2 inches is hard to go, especially around curved surfaces. This stuff has a tendency to try to wrinkle up on you. But that's why I say if you get it wet, it'll actually form a little better. And go around a couple of times at the start. That'll help kind of hold it in place. And once you get to here, there we go. See, now I can just pull it and overlap it, and it just kind of stays where I want it to. Like I say, going around this wastegate is a little funky. You kind of got to go back and forth on it. But that's one of the good things about the 2 inches. It's got a wide enough lead on one side that once you get to right there, now you can just sit there and pull and roll with it. Like I said, trying doing this with it dry is a freaking pain in the butt. Once you get down here to the bottom, just kind of pull it tight once again, kind of fold it over like that, pull it. There. See, with it being wet, it'll actually hold itself there and it dries in place better, just all around better. Cut it. Oh, don't do that. It does kind of help to have another set of hands if you can. Have a buddy help you. Maybe. Let's cut that. And then get you some of these stainless steel zippy ties. These things work wonders. They're kind of a pain in the butt to tighten up. I don't have the necessary tool, but come on. Nice. Smallest pair I had. Just kind of get it and kind of roll it. And that'll hold. One wrapped exhaust. All right, guys, there we go. Everything is finished. Everything is on, buttoned up. Everything's wrapped, cinched up tight. You see you got plenty of room down here between the fans. A whole lot more than I had before. I couldn't even get my fingers in there before. I can get my whole hand down there. So heat shouldn't be an issue on the fan blades anymore. Wastegates are on, everything wrapped up nice and tight. Everything turned out nice. As far as symmetry and stuff like that, couldn't be more satisfied with it. Everything fit in there good. Got a little more room. All we gotta do now, guys, just jump in the car, start this thing. Just see how it idles, see if it picks up any. I don't know if I'll get on the 2-step right now, just because it's in the garage and it's a little early. But we're fixing to go to the track today anyway, so we'll start this up, make sure there's no leaks anywhere, check all the bands, tighten everything up, cinch everything down, load this sucker up and go racing. All right, here we go. Hopefully she fires right up. Everything boot up a little bit. Sounds like she's ready to go. There's no leaks anywhere. Everything's cinched down tight. Obviously, no holes in the pipes anymore, so we don't have to worry about that kind of boost leak. Responsive, so like I said, all we gotta do now, guys, just load the sucker up on the trailer. We're fixing it at the track right now, but that'll be in the next video. So that's gonna do it for us here, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We will catch you guys on the next one.